We're following breaking news right now related to music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Major new allegations today of sexual assault and exploitation by Combs.
The complaint alleges in part that defendant Combs and another defendant committed a quote.
What if what you know about Sean Diddy Combs is only the tip of the iceberg? An ex-prisoner has made surprising claims about Diddy's life in prison, leading to intense discussions and crazy theories. Is the truth being revealed, or is it just a trick? Stay with us as we reveal the story that hasn't been shared before. The shocking claims about Diddy's alleged prison life. The ex-prisoner's claims about Sean Diddy Combs supposedly spending time in jail are surprising and controversial. The former inmate says that Diddy's fame quickly made him a target in the tough prison setting. In a society where survival skills and power determine status, being famous does not guarantee safety. Sometimes it can attract unwanted attention and make well-known people like Diddy more noticeable. The former inmate said that Diddy faced a lot of verbal and physical attacks from other prisoners trying to take control. Being a celebrity in prison is difficult and does not earn you respect. The claims focus on events that happened from the dining area to the exercise yard, where Diddy was reportedly attacked during normal activities. These attacks were planned to test his strength and determination in a situation where any weakness could be taken advantage of, not just random acts of violence. The charges included more than just physical violence. So the former prisoner says that Diddy's fame led to manipulation and schemes by other inmates, guards, and even people in higher positions in the prison system. Prisoners seeking help, friendships, or money specifically targeted him. Because of limited resources, it seems that Diddy's wealth and power made him a player in a dangerous situation. The claims show a man dealing with complicated prison rules just to get by each day. The former inmate also talked about how Diddy might have used his wealth and fame to benefit himself. Diddy is said to have used his influence to make connections with some prisoners. These alliances reportedly provided him with protection from more violent inmates while helping him gain access to privileges that others couldn't dream of. The claims suggest that Diddy understood the rules of survival in this environment. Power isn't given, it's negotiated. Whether through offering resources, connections, or simply a level of charisma that disarmed others, Diddy allegedly managed to hold his ground in a world designed to break people down. Yet the ex-prisoner's story doesn't shy away from showing how fame can also isolate. Despite his alleged efforts to adapt, Diddy's celebrity status reportedly made him an outsider in many ways. Inmates and guards alike may have treated him differently, not as an equal but as a spectacle. The ex-prisoner claimed that this constant spotlight created tension, adding layers of psychological stress to an already brutal environment. Even in moments of relative safety, the pressure of always being watched allegedly took its toll. The ex-prisoner's claims go on to describe how Diddy's ability to adapt didn't mean the struggles disappeared. Allegedly, his time behind bars was marked by ongoing power struggles, with other inmates testing his boundaries and guards keeping a close eye on him. Some of the allegations even suggest that Diddy may have been forced to compromise his principles to ensure his survival, whether this meant forming unlikely alliances or accepting help from those he wouldn't normally associate with. The ex-prisoner's claims paint a picture of a man doing whatever it took to survive. What's most shocking about these claims is the stark contrast between Diddy's alleged prison experience and his public persona. On the outside, he's known as a mogul who exudes confidence and control, but according to these allegations, his time behind bars revealed a different side, one where he faced vulnerability, danger, and the harsh realities of prison life. Could the hip-hop mogul's life behind prison walls reveal dark secrets? The ex-prisoner's explosive claims leave everyone questioning why the ex-prisoner is speaking out. Serious questions have arisen because the former prisoner has chosen to speak out about Diddy's alleged time in jail. Why are they speaking up now? What do they want? These are important points to consider, especially since the story involves serious claims about a well-known hip-hop figure. One of the first things that grabs attention is when the ex-prisoner chooses to share their story. Are they trying to get even? Former co-workers often share embarrassing stories about famous people, especially when there's a history of conflict or betrayal. Could this former inmate feel that Diddy treated them unfairly? They might see this as a chance to hurt his reputation. When these kinds of claims come up, the feeling of revenge is strong. On the other hand, could the goal simply be to become famous? Making bold claims about a celebrity can quickly get you noticed online, where attention is valuable. Many people are interested in this ex-prisoner's story and carefully examine every part of what they say. Since being linked to a famous person attracts interest, they might be using Diddy's name to gain attention. While it's common for people to seek fame, this can sometimes make us doubt the truth of their claims. However, one should not ignore the chance that there may be genuine worry as well. What if this former prisoner believes their story is important to share? Their story could be seen as a means of revealing what they consider as facts about life behind bars and the difficulties experienced by celebrities in such surroundings. If their claims are rooted in a sense of moral obligation, it adds another layer of complexity to the narrative. The ex-prisoner's credibility is the next critical point to examine. Are their claims supported by evidence, or do they appear exaggerated and sensationalized? This is where skepticism becomes essential. Thus far, the ex-prisoner has provided no concrete proof to support their allegations. Without corroborating evidence, the claims rely heavily on their personal word, making it difficult to determine how much of their story can be trusted. One key factor that raises questions is the lack of witnesses. Given the high-profile nature of Diddy's alleged presence in prison, it's reasonable to assume that others would have seen or experienced the same events the ex-prisoner describes. Yet no other inmates or staff members have come forward to back up these claims. This absence of corroboration raises doubts about the authenticity of the story. Another issue lies in the details of the ex-prisoner's narrative. Some aspects appear consistent with the known challenges of prison life, such as violence, manipulation, and power struggles. However, other parts of the story seem tailored to grab headlines rather than reflect reality. For example, allegations of daily attacks or dramatic power plays might be exaggerated to make the story more captivating. While the claims are intriguing, they also risk crossing the line into sensationalism. Contradictions in the ex-prisoner's story further weaken their credibility. If different interviews or statements reveal inconsistencies, it becomes harder to trust their account. Details that don't align or seem to change over time suggest that the narrative may have been embellished or adjusted for dramatic effect. This raises an important question. Is the ex-prisoner telling the truth, or are they crafting a story to serve their agenda? Inside prison walls, prison has its own strict rules, unspoken expectations, and constant stress, making it a unique world. Famous people often face a unique and stressful environment because their popularity can make them targets or give them surprising privileges. What is the truth beyond the barriers? Does the ex-prisoner's story seem exaggerated, or does it reflect the difficult truth of being in prison? Living in jail can be really bad. Violence can happen anytime because even small disagreements can escalate quickly. People who want to gain power in jail will use fear to control others. Celebrities face higher risks because people often see them as symbols of wealth and power, making them targets for extortion, manipulation, or violence. Even though they may seem shocking, reports of daily attacks on someone like Diddy reflect the real experiences of famous inmates who often have a hard time staying safe in dangerous settings. Power struggles are a common part of life in jail. To live, prisoners come together and form groups that act like unofficial tribes. Celebrities may feel they need to align with certain groups to ensure their safety or avoid being socially rejected, since loyalty and protection can come with a price. This situation would make it reasonable for the ex-prisoner to claim that Diddy formed ties or repeatedly threatened them. Without proof, it's hard to be sure. Not all famous prisoners face the same level of risk. Celebrities often have wealth and power that give them special advantages not available to regular prisoners. According to reports from actual accounts, well-connected prisoners could get preferred treatment, better living quarters, or even guard protection if the ex-prisoner focuses on how Diddy used his money or influence to get through prison. That could be true to life. Sometimes the effect of this is overstated in shocking news stories. When you compare the story of the former prisoner to official reports about well-known jail experiences, some parts make sense, but others are questionable. For example, even though the idea of ongoing attacks may sound shocking, it's not completely unlikely for someone famous like Diddy. Stories about rivalries and partnerships match the ways some inmates try to survive. The ex-prisoner's statements have no solid proof or confirmation, making the accusation seem more like an effort to create drama than a clear factual report. Also, the story of the ex-prisoner doesn't provide detailed information to back up its more extreme claims. Stories about celebrities going to jail often reveal the need to carefully balance power and vulnerability. Some celebrities have talked about feeling lonely and scared, while others say their time was mostly calm and normal. The former prisoner's description of Diddy's supposed time in jail is very dramatic, making it seem more chaotic than it probably was, likely to attract attention rather than show the truth. In the end, we still wonder, Mohammed Shah, how much of the ex-prisoner's story is true and how much is just exaggerated. The facts of prison life for celebrities can be grim, but they are not always as theatrical as some narratives suggest. The ex-prisoner's story mixes true facts with unproven claims, making it hard for people to tell what is real and what is made up about life in prison. While the ex-prisoner's claims may align with some aspects of prison life, the lack of evidence and the exaggerated tone make it difficult to separate reality from fiction. The story could be interesting, but without clear evidence, it may confuse people and distract from the real issues that prisoners, whether famous or not, experience. Has the truth about Diddy's supposed time in jail finally come out? Look into the claims that are causing disagreements and ongoing discussions online. Crossing the line. Stories about well-known figures like Sean Diddy Combs, who has never been in jail, raise important questions about duty and ethics. Exciting stories can attract attention, but they can also cause harm. When stories mix truth and fiction, it's important to look at the ethics of writing a made-up account about a famous person. The potential damage to the public figure's image brings up a straightforward question. Diddy is now recognized as a famous figure in culture, a successful business person, and a strong influence in music. Even if the story isn't true or is exaggerated, connecting his name to claims of bad behavior or being in jail will greatly affect how people view. The potential damage to the public figure's image brings up a straightforward question. Diddy is now recognized as a famous figure in culture, a successful business person, and a strong influence in music. Even if the story isn't true or is exaggerated, connecting his name to claims of bad behavior or being in jail will greatly affect how people view him. Public figures depend on their image to stay in their jobs, so stories that question their character can greatly impact them, whether those stories are true or not. Another issue is that these stories can confuse watchers. It's hard to tell what's true and what's not these days because of social media and popular content. People who don't have the full background may believe fake stories or exaggerated claims. Writing a story about Diddy being in jail might lead people to think he has a criminal record, even though that isn't true at all. Misleading viewers not only harms individuals, but also allows fake information to spread, which hurts public discussion. This makes us think about what our makers need to do. People who make or share content have a moral duty to ensure that their work does not harm or take advantage of others, especially well-known individuals. Making a story more exciting just for more clicks, views, or money might get quick attention, but it can hurt your credibility and trust in the long run. Fiction can be fun, but it should be clearly marked to avoid misunderstanding or harm. Using well-known names in dramatic stories can have bigger effects beyond just personal stories. It creates a society where famous people, regardless of their negative impact or dishonesty, can be targeted for any type of story. This treats celebrities as characters in a story rather than recognizing them as real people with families, jobs, and an image to protect. It shows people that celebrities can take away their right to fair treatment and respect. Also, made-up or overly emotional stories can distract us from real issues. In a story about prison life, focusing on a made-up version of Diddy's experiences might distract from important issues like unfair treatment, overcrowding, and violence in the jail system. Using stories is important to show real problems instead of just relying on a famous person to create excitement. People also think about justice. While famous people like Diddy can fight back against false claims, not all celebrities have the same ability to defend themselves. Stories like these often assume that famous people won't respond, allowing producers to make money from their names without worrying about any consequences. This inequality highlights the importance of handling these stories ethically. Some people believe that public figures should be ready to deal with criticism and scrutiny as part of their success. Although this is true to some degree, there is a difference between making someone answerable for their conduct and creating or exaggerating claims for entertainment value. It's okay to criticize based on facts, but it's wrong to make up scandals just to get attention. Using public figures like this can lead to lasting effects, such as a loss of trust. When people find out they've been tricked, even if the information is true, they might start to question future content. This harms artists' reputations and makes it harder for true stories to get the attention they deserve. Creators ultimately have a decision. They may choose to utilize their platform to enlighten, educate, and entertain responsibly, or they may choose to temporarily profit off public personalities at the price of morality. Celebrity stories should seek to offer depth, context, and insight rather than depending just on sensationalism. Respect of the limit separating fact from fiction helps artists to prevent needless damage while yet captivating their audience. Regarding Diddy, it is abundantly evident that fake or distorted narratives of his claimed prison experience run the danger of erasing his legacy, confusing viewers, and so sustaining an exploitative culture. Though on the surface these stories seem interesting, they finally bring grave ethical questions that should not be disregarded. Uncovering the truth behind the claims. The people were immediately interested when the ex-prisoner spoke. Social media was buzzing when a famous celebrity like P. Diddy was mentioned in a jail story. The strong claims drew in some people who believe that even the tough can be affected by the harshness of life in prison. Some people were skeptical and questioned the reasons for the ex-prisoner's story. Was this just for attention, or is there some truth to the charges? Social media sites have become places for fights. During the days when hashtags were popular, people shared memes, ideas, and even claimed evidence to back up their views. As TikHub makers debated how possible the situation was, Twitter users discussed every part of the ex-prisoner's story. To back up the story, others connected the claims to the well-known struggles of other celebrities facing court issues. Some people totally dismissed it, saying Diddy was trying to exploit his name. Conspiracy theories thrive when there is a lack of clear proof. Without government statements or trustworthy information, speculation filled the gap. Some online detectives used Diddy's past issues as expected evidence to support the claims made by the former prisoner. Others looked through old conversations for hidden clues that matched the story. Theories grew as more questions stayed unanswered. Critics said the story showed how easily fake information spreads online today. They observed that websites like YouTube and Instagram promote hype, which raises outrageous claims regardless of whether they are true or not. Despite the clear lack of evidence, this event made the story of the former prisoner popular. Diddy's fans saw the claims as an attack on his reputation. Supporters filled the comment sections defending him against what they believed were baseless accusations. They highlighted his success as a business owner and his work in the music industry, arguing that the claims made against him were meant to damage his reputation. On the other hand, people who disliked Diddy doubted his innocence because of past issues, which raised questions about his character. The questions surrounding the claims have brought back ongoing discussions about the power dynamics in the music and film industries. Some people argued that the story showed how obsessed the public is with watching great leaders fall. Some people believed it showed a wider distrust of celebrity society, where folks often think there's something negative hidden underneath. The people had strong feelings but were completely divided on the issue. The story of the ex-prisoner became a hot topic, showing how easily shocking claims can attract attention in a world focused on clicks and views. The charges may or may not have been true, but the story kept Diddy involved in another controversy. If you found this story captivating, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more interesting stories, and don't forget to check out the next video for even more shocking revelations.